building roads and bridges and water supply systems and the rest has always been bipartisan. Always been bipartisan, except when they oppose it with the Democratic president, as they did under President Obama, and we had to shrink the package. But nonetheless, hopefully we will have bipartisanship. So I put out called upon my chairs of the committees of jurisdiction to reach out to the Republicans to see what we can do, as we have traditionally done, in a bipartisan way. This is about broadband, it's about water systems, it's about mass transit, it's about good paying jobs all over the country. It's also about schools and housing and the rest, good paying jobs across the country. And not only that, once those jobs of building are done, it's about promoting commerce, creating good, so the goal is to promote good growth, creating good paying jobs as we protect our planet and are fiscally sound.
Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? Here is your news report, stimulus package update, and stimulus check update. In this video, I will be bringing you up to date on the latest stimulus news, including the status of the third stimulus check. I know many of you have been waiting months for a third stimulus check. Make sure to watch until the end of this video to learn could delay or lower your third stimulus payment. President Joe Biden celebrated the passage of the $1.9 trillion stimulus relief package in Congress, along with other lawmakers. Biden gave a special shout-out to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. In a statement, President Biden stated, "I want to thank all the members who voted for it, especially Speaker Pelosi. Every Republican, along with one Democrat, voted against the legislation called the American Rescue Plan." Joe Biden also called House Speaker Pelosi the finest and most capable speaker in the history of our nation. Nancy Pelosi also expressed her gratitude to Biden after the House of Representatives passed the bill. The House Speaker said, "I want to express recognition and appreciation to the President of the United States. Now I know many of you have not received your third stimulus check yet. So let's go over a few things that could hold up some Americans from receiving their stimulus checks or receiving the incorrect amount. Number 1. You filed a paper return. Earlier this year, the IRS warned that people who file paper tax returns could face delays in receiving their third stimulus checks. That's because the IRS is dealing with a logjam of tax returns filed in 2019. Also, it's possible that 2020 returns filed on paper will also face processing delays. The IRS backlog is due to the pandemic, which caused the IRS to shift its workers to remote work. When that happened, it stored paper tax returns in trailers until it could get to them. As of January 2021, the IRS still had 6.7 million returns awaiting processing. According to Treasury officials and the IRS, people should file an electronic return in 2020 to ensure faster processing of their taxes, as well as their refunds and stimulus payments. Number 2. You moved or changed your bank account. The IRS said it will open up its Get My Payment tool on irs.gov next week. The site will provide people with the status of their direct stimulus payment. However, the site won't allow them to update their bank account information. However, IRS officials also said that the agencies have been working on checking whether the bank account information they have is correct for consumers. So if a check is issued to a closed or incorrect account, the IRS will need to reissue the payment in a check and mail it to your house, which could lead to a longer waiting time. Number 3. You have new or older dependents. Number 3. You have new or older dependents. Some people may get their checks quickly, but later realize that the amounts are incorrect. This could be due to their dependents. The third stimulus check will provide dependents with $1,400 each. However, the IRS might not be aware of your dependents in some cases. For example, if you had a baby in 2020 but haven't yet filed your tax return, the IRS will rely on your 2019 tax return to determine how much you are owed, and the tax return won't show the new child because they hadn't yet been born. But IRS and Treasury officials said on Friday that families in this situation can be assured they will eventually get the additional $1,400 for their baby. When they file their 2020 tax return, the IRS will check if they are owed more. If that happens, the IRS will automatically issue the additional $1,400 check to the family. Number 4. You lost income in 2020 but not yet filed a return. If that person hasn't filed their 2020 return yet, they won't receive a stimulus payment because the IRS will base its calculation on their 2019 return, which showed they aren't eligible. But as soon as they file their 2020 tax return with the lower income, the IRS will issue stimulus payment to them, IRS and Treasury officials said. That is all for this video, you guys. Be sure to subscribe and like for more stimulus updates.
It is going to take new taxes, right? You say fiscally sound.
Well, we'll see. There's some fees that spring from certain harbor maintenance tax credit, this, that. We'll see. I think that some of it needs to be, we'll look at everything. We'll look at the tax code, we'll look at the appropriations process, we'll look at bonding in terms of Build America bonds enabled us to do so much in the ARA package under President Obama and Vice President Biden. We'll take a look at those, but again, we want to be fiscally sound as we go forward. And this is job creating, which creates revenue that comes back to the Treasury. Unlike what the Republicans did with their tax scam in 2017, which gave 83% of the benefits to the top 1%, indebted our children to the tune of nearly 1.9 trillion, recognize the figure, in debt, added to the national debt. So they should be the last people to be talking about what is too expensive for the American people as we meet their needs.
Let's talk about the situation at the border. We've seen a huge surge in migrants crossing the border since January. The number of children in custody higher than it was than its 2019 peak during the Trump administration. Your colleague Veronica Escobar of Texas called the conditions there unacceptable. She was there on Friday. Is she right? What more must be done?
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't hear who you said.
Veronica Escobar.
Veronica Escobar, our colleague from representing El Paso, and yes, it is. Actually, the facts are these. There are more children, about 700 more children, unaccompanied children, coming over the border. This is a humanitarian challenge to all of us. What the administration has inherited is a broken system at the border, and they are working to correct that in the children's interest. I'm so pleased that the president, as a temporary measure, has sent FEMA to the border in order to help facilitate the children going from 72-hour issue into where they are cared for as they are transferred into family homes or homes that are safe for them to be. So this, again, is a transition for what was wrong before to what is right. Of course, we have to also look to Central America and Mexico and the rest